everyone to our webinar today. We are going to be speaking today about 3 apps to level up your Monday.com CRM. Come on. Okay, just a quick introduction to the agenda that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to have a really quick intro that I'm going to give, just really short. Then each of our 3 speakers that represent 3 different apps that can really help you take your CRM to the next level are going to be presenting. And then we're going to have time for questions and answers. Before we get started with a quick introduction, I would like just to post a poll that I think everyone should be able to see now. We just kind of want to get a sense of the different people that are here joining us today and their roles. So I hope that you guys can all see it. And the question is, what best describes your role in using Monday.com? So if everyone could just quickly vote, that would be really great. So we can see where people are holding. I see that we have some CRM managers, some project managers, sales and business development, IT professionals. Awesome. Okay, let's just give it one more minute. If anyone missed and wants to just a last minute vote, that would be great. Okay, I think of our poll, the winner is project managers and sales and business development, just for us to keep in mind. But thank you everyone for taking a minute to share that information with us. Okay, so I just want to start by introducing myself. My name is Tara, and I am the founder of a company called Simpleday. We are a bronze partner with Monday. Our real focus is on professional services. We help companies that are new to Monday with implementation. We do custom implementations, and I see that my camera just went out. Sorry, I'm still here. I see my camera just went out. We do custom, I'm just going to continue talking even though I know my camera's not working. We do custom implementations, and we help companies set up things like CRM, project management, apps, and different things. We also do a lot of training. We have some courses. We have a membership club that people can join to just learn more about Monday. And that's the basics about the company. I would just, okay. I want to start, I see I already did the poll, but I just want to take a minute to just talk about why we felt this webinar topic was so important. As most of you probably know, I hope that all of you have a CRM, and you know how important having a CRM is and how important it can be to running a company, to running your sales team, to understanding what deals are coming in and what's not. And we all know that every company works with a lot of different tools. And when you work with a lot of different tools, it can make it complicated. It can make it hard to know where everything is, follow where all of your leads are, or whatever things you need to follow. And we know that having everything in one location makes it just much easier. So one of the reasons that we thought this was really important was because if people are using so many different tools, I think it's hard to follow sometimes. And the advantages of these apps, these Monday apps, is you can use them directly within Monday. So whatever additional features, you get them directly within Monday. So for example, Nir, who's gonna present later today, his app talks about an electric signature. So it's so much easier if you can send, and I can tell you that I do this personally for my company. Like when I have someone that's interested in signing a contract with me, I literally change a status, the contract automatically goes out to them from Monday, and then it comes back and I get a notification when they sign. So things like that just make everything so much easier. So we're talking about reducing the number of tools, so have everything in one place. Also the ease of use, which is connected to the first thing. But if you're in Monday and you don't have to constantly be jumping between different tools, obviously it makes it much easier to just be in that one tool and not have to jump back and forth. And the last thing is that there's a lot of automations that you can do that obviously just save time. Like the more, I think my philosophy in general, running a small business, is the more that you can automate, there's less room for errors, and you just save time from people doing manual tasks. Just 2 examples that I'm sure we're going to hear about, but just to touch on from RightBound, from Roni, one thing is like you're automating finding people that are associated with a company that you're looking for potential leads with, or from Guy, the fact that people can respond in an email, and the status, like of what they want, will, like they can approve or not approve something, and it will go right into your Monday board. So these are just really small examples of how all these apps can really help to automate your CRM. I'm gonna open the floor now for everyone else to present their app. And if you have questions, you can post them in the questions and answer section, and we'll answer questions at the end. So without further ado, we are going to start with Guy. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Hold on, stop sharing. We are going to get started with Guy from SuperMail, and we'll take it from there. Okay, Guy, the floor is all yours.
Hello, everyone. How are you? First of all, let me try to share my screen. It's a nice platform I never used. So this is me. My name is Guy. Do you all see the slide? Yes. Okay. So my name is Guy. I'm the founder of Spotnik. We are one of the gold partners in the marketplace. We focus on developing application on top of the Monday.com platform. And naturally, we engage with a lot of customers and a lot of partners. This is why Tara invited us, and we thank her very much for the opportunity. So we have 4 apps, and I would like to speak about that one, SuperMail, the first one. SuperMail is natively working with CRM. It has 4 major capabilities. The first one is you can send automatic designed email to your clients, colleagues, whatever. You can attach files. You can integrate it with many columns in Monday.com, that some of the columns that are not supported in the native Monday.com ecosystem. And it can be used for a variety of use cases such as email marketing, ticketing system, newsletters, and so on. But I didn't come today to show you slides. I want to show you some live demo. So every one of you, do you see my screen? I don't.
Not now, but we did.
Okay, this is probably because of this. Okay, so every one of you probably has their own customer board. Okay, so I have in my board, I have 3 types. I have 3 customer 1, customer 2, customer 3, and I would like to communicate with the customer. For every customer, I attach a personalized proposal. Okay, so this is the proposal, for example, for customer 3, and this is the proposal for customer 1. Now, in Monday.com, you can send automatic emails with the Monday.com automation tool. Okay, so this is the way you are going to send an email. You are going to set up a trigger, and then to use their editor or framework to send emails. You can enter a text, and you can add what we call personalized columns. For example, this is the item name. Nobody knows what is pulse.name, by the way. And this is a link for YouTube or something that you wanted to add. So let's do it. Okay, let's send the proposal for customer number 3. The trigger, of course, can be change of status, or can be a variety of options. For example, I don't know, once a date arrive, or once a button click, or whatever. And the customer 3 in our case, will receive an email. Okay, the email that they will receive from Monday is that one. I hope you see it now. No, yeah. So this is the email for Monday. I would say very basic. This is a link for the tutorial, and this here is a file. Now, this file is available to you only if you are a member of this board. So if you would like to send it externally, it will lead you to nowhere. It will ask your external person of the board to log into the board, which has no access. So this is what SuperMails come to assist. First of all, you can design a nicer email with rich text, some graphic, and pay attention. We added here some valuable columns, valuable details from your board. For example, sub-items. Let's say you have sub-task to the proposal. You have task 1 and task 2 with due date. Additional thing that we added here are formula columns. How many days you have until you reach the proposal due date? So you will see it here in the email, okay? I also did paint in red for you to be aware that you have due date in September 11, okay, whatever. Additional thing that you have in our SuperMail is files. You can see your files as you would expect to see them. So this is the proposal for customer 3. This is a dynamic file. That means that SuperMail extract the file from the column, and you can also send a constant file that every time that you're going to send this email, this brochure will be sent to your colleagues or customers, whatever. Additional things that we added here are call to actions labels. Okay, so we did send this email to the client, and we asked them if they would like to approve it, to reject it, or to consider it. We also, the way we did it, we add a column in our board. So this is the column with the free options. And if I will click now from the mail, let's say I'm considering it, it will lead it to a nice screen to make sure that I'm not a bot. Let me tell you a secret. All of your mails are read by bots. Okay, some of them are clicks also. So I will click that I'm considering it, and it will change the status in my board. And now I can reach this person again. Let's say I did not only said considering it, I just said, I also replied to the board. I think about it. So as you can see, you can send a variety of emails, designed email with actions and a lot of data from your board. How do you do it? So you will download SuperMail from the Monday.com marketplace, and you will add it to your board as a board view. Okay. This is SuperMail board view, and here you can design a template. You can create as many templates as you want. Each template has its own owner. That means that if Tara wrote a template in this board, I cannot change her template unless I will take an ownership about her template. So I will create a template. I will select the sender. Each one has his own accounts. You can have one or more accounts. By the way, this app was registered and approved by both vendors, Microsoft or Google. So you can add the sender and the subject. And here at the right side of the screen, you have all the labels or the columns from the board. Now, if you remember, I said, what is pulse.name? Frankly, I do not know. You will have all of the names of the columns here. So I can say, hi, item name, and it will present item name. The rest of the things that you can add are most of the columns are supported, as well as dates. In dates, you can add a date, template that you wish, the way you would like to see your date, formulas, and here are the files. You can attach a dynamic file here, or a constant file to upload it from your board, from your PC. Additional thing that you can add are also images, okay? So you can basically add an image, let's say, I don't know, webinar, and you can also link this image to our webinar. So this is the image of, I don't know, Tara. We can, of course, make it smaller and so on. Now I repeat and I say, let's say, Tara, I want to know if you're going to join to this webinar. So will you join? You're going to the button here, and you're going to pick the status column. So let's say this one, and you can add one or more labels. So let's say I'm interested. You can also overwrite the name to say I am in. Okay. It will still change to interested, but with different verbal word. Okay, after you created your template, you can send the email automatically. And for that, you're going to use the SuperMail integrations. Now, before I will explain about the SuperMail integration, I will go to the typical way to send emails. As you will all know, we have the primary person we are going to send, a CC, and BCC sometimes. People like to attach emails to themselves, to the manager, that without the primary person to be notified. On Monday.com automation, you can send emails only to the only to the primary person. And you can send email to one of the three columns, to an email column, which will allow you to send it to one email, internal or external, to the people column, which will allow you to send to internal people only or to guests, to one or more people, and the text column that will allow you to send to one or more email addresses with this delimiter. SuperMail allows you to send to 6 types of columns. So we have the email, people, and text, and we have the email, people, and text as a mirror column. What does it mean? So let's say the primary champion of me is this champion. I would like to send this email to notify also to his colleagues, which are connected to this main persona in a connect board column. So SuperMail allows you a lot of flexibility of how you design your email, what do you share with your client internally and externally. The last piece of the puzzle of SuperMail is the way they reply to you. If you go to this SuperMail, if you go to the bubble, and you will go here, you will be able to add a nice view called SuperMail Dialog. And SuperMail Dialog will act as your inbox to that specific item. Unlike email and activities that will extract all emails from this email column, that means that all the emails that you ever send to this email will be extracted to this item view. SuperMail Dialog will show you only emails related to that item, to that customer, to that proposal, okay? So the main display is the inbox. How many times we discuss with this persona about this topic or about variety of topics. And for every different, we call it dialogue, you have a detailed timeline, okay? So if you go back to our demonstration here, first we send the email, then the person open it, then the person changed the button to say, I'm interested, and then the person replied, I will think about it. Now you guys can stay in Monday.com and to reply back to a guy who is considering and tell him, let's say 10% will interest you. The moment we are going to reply from that item to that person, it will stay in this timeline forever. Now let's say the guy rejected that. And after a few weeks or few months, we are going to initiate another email to him with a different proposal, okay? Let's say you can send it manually or automatically. So let's say new proposal, okay? Let's select guy and send it. So this will be added to this SuperMail dialog of that person in that item as a new dialog. It will not be added to the endless timeline that you have in email and activities, but it will be separated to dialogues, to discussions with a beginning and an end. I could speak about SuperMail for 1 more hour, but I would like to give my colleagues here their speaker slot. And if you have any question, please reach out, or maybe we have some Q&A at the end of this session. So thank you again. And I will stop sharing my screen.
Hey, thank you very much, Guy. I think that was great. I think obviously, like Guy said, there's really a lot of functionality and features within SuperMail. So I think that, if this is something that you're struggling with using the direct automations within Monday for your email, you have a lot more features here, and I definitely recommend checking out that app. Okay, and now we are going to move on to RightBound, to Roni. Take it away.
Hey everyone, let me go ahead and share my screen and put you guys here. Okay, can you see and hear okay? Cool. So I'm Roni from RightBound. My name means to bring joy in Hebrew. I'm based at our Israeli office. We're a US and Israeli company. And I'm the VP marketing of RightBound. And in the poll at the beginning, I saw that there are no marketing people. So that's great because I like, talking to people from different personas and different perspectives. And I'll be talking about RightBound's app for Monday, which is called Lead and Contact Info Finder. And basically what our app does is helps you keep your Monday CRM data up to date. We automatically verify new leads, complete missing contact information, and also find new leads. So whether you're a sales rep, maybe an AE, maybe a BDR, maybe you're the sales operations that sets up Monday for a sales team, maybe you're an HR recruiter and you're looking for people to hire. So whatever your use of Monday is, RightBound can be very, very relevant to update your records and find new potential people to talk to. And let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at a few use cases. So let's say you want to verify contacts and add their information. So what RightBound does is within Monday, you add a new person and automatically RightBound cross-references them and verifies them, finds out their LinkedIn title, their LinkedIn URL, their bio, their location, if they have any about information, and the start date of their current position. If you add someone who you think is at a specific company, but they actually moved companies, and this is an example from someone on my team who moved to Paris, and she's no longer at RightBound, so RightBound will tell you there's a company mismatch. Yael no longer works there. The second thing is we help find email and phone numbers for contacts. So whether these contacts were there last year, whether they're new from today, we enrich contacts with work emails and mobile phone numbers. And this is how it's done. Basically, within Monday, you can just select find phone or find email or find both. And RightBound searches, and within seconds, up to a minute, finds the email and the phone number for the specific person. And of course, like any other action, you can do this in bulk for 100 people or for 200 people. The next thing that you could do with RightBound, if you want to find new people who are similar to a specific person in a specific company, let's say this is a very good use case for inbound. So let's say you have only one person from a company, but you're not able to get in touch with them and you're not able to engage that account. So RightBound can find additional stakeholders within that specific account to increase your reach and your chance of getting them on the phone. So let's say I have a person from Wiz, Daniel. We saw him before. He's a product manager. So I'm going to click Find Similar Contacts, and RightBound is sourcing in each iteration 5 additional people and adding them to a chart within Monday. So you can see them populating here, Guy or Jariv, Alon, more people from Wiz, and they are all within the product manager persona. So this is one type of finding new people. And the second type of finding new people is defining the persona. So before we were looking for similar people in the same company. And this additional use case is discovering new leads, completely new, based on the type of prospect or the type of lead that I am interested in. So let's see how that works. Basically, we have this persona builder which you can set functions, which are groups of job titles. For example, sales operations, inside sales, sales. You also select the seniorities. So let's say I'm looking for, the senior level director and up in US and Canada. And I can also play around with keywords to include or exclude. And then you go ahead and enter your accounts page and you select the account you want to source people from. So in this case, Sales Loft. So I'm looking for salespeople within Sales Loft. And again, I can do this with multiple selection, of course. And what's happening within seconds to minutes, people from Sales Loft that match this persona, our VP, Enterprise Sales, Director of Client Sales, sales personas from Salesforce have entered my Monday chart. And the last use case I wanted to show you was very, very cool, I think. A lot of people focus on social selling, or again, the HR use case of recruiters that skim LinkedIn a lot of their day. And a lot of people use SalesNav or LinkedIn, LinkedIn's native app to find people they want to outreach. But you need to manually copy paste, and when you want to copy paste the name and it clicks and it opens and it doesn't let you copy paste, and it's very, very annoying. So we have a Chrome extension that you can just click send to Monday. And not only do we send them to Monday, we also enrich with email, work email, and phone number in the process. And this is even though most people have their personal email on LinkedIn, because we're connected to dozens of different data sources, and LinkedIn is only one of them. So we cross-reference and we give you the work email and not the personal email. So this is how it works. Let's say I have this empty chart here. I go into LinkedIn. This is my CEO, by the way. I click send to Monday with email and phone, and boom, he's entered into my Monday CRM. This takes a second. And now RightBound is searching for his information and filling in your columns of LinkedIn URL, email, phone number, title, location, all of the information about this person. And those use cases there are various use cases, and depending on what you guys use Monday for, obviously you can use one of them or all of them. It doesn't really matter. Our plans start from $25 per month. So if you have a team and everybody wants to use it, it's a pool of credits. It's not seat-based. So you can share credits among your team. And the way that it works is that the credits are based on the type of data that you want. If you want to verify, which means check that this person works at the company you thought, give their location, their bio, their LinkedIn URL, their current job title, all of this information is a single credit. So for the starter plan, you could do 300 of those each month. If you also want to source email and or phone, those cost 3 credits for email, 9 credits for phone, and you can mix and match. Usually from what we see, people always verify all of the contacts, and then they enrich the ones that the BDR or whoever works on Monday takes a look and decides who they want to enrich. Of course, we offer a trial, and today, by the end of this week, we're giving 500 free credits for you guys just for being here on this webinar. And I do want to mention that credits are accumulated, so they don't get deleted at the end of the month, so you don't need to worry. So you can look at it from a yearly perspective. So I would really love it if you found one of these use cases or some of these use cases interesting for your team, to just go ahead and install it. And again, we're giving 500 free credits. So thank you for the stage today, Tara. And let's move on to the third app.
Thank you so much, Roni. That was really insightful. I think for anyone who is looking to pull this information directly into Monday, it's really, really easy. We just posted a link in the chat button. If you want to sign up for more information about this offer, you can fill out the form and it's in the chat. And now we're going to move on to Nir from GetSign. I can say that I personally use GetSign for all of my contracts, so I am a big fan, and I think it really can automate a lot of processes. So Nir, take it away. Nir, your mic's off. Still off.
Yeah, cool.
Okay,
So
there you
everybody
are.
can see.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you, Tara, for the opportunity, and I'm really excited to be here and showcase GetSign. So my name is Nir. I'm the CEO of Jetpack Apps. Um, we have 21 apps now in the marketplace. And been building apps for 3 years now. And basically today we're going to showcase GetSign, but I suggest that the visitors might want to browse our website later because we have multiple apps that can basically be very valuable in streamlining any CRM kind of workflow. So today I'm going to talk about GetSign. Um, GetSign basically is one app that does multiple things. So by the name, definitely you can guess that we are providing a legally binding electronic signature solution, which is fully integrated into Monday. The second, basically, let's say, pillar of GetSign is generating documents like agreements and proposals and invoices and quotes that can take data from Monday board. So it can be items, sub items, formula columns, mirror columns, anything that you have on your board, images. This can be incorporated in a document and generate, and then the third part of it is, of course, the delivery. We are basically taking the lead in making sure that documents are being delivered to customers or partners, getting signed, getting reminders, and then basically saving everything on your board. While we are talking or focusing on CRM, we see multiple customers that are using GetSign not just for sales or the CRM kind of context, but also for HR and finance and any other use case that is required generating document and basically getting a signature there. So GetSign is a simple app that does multiple things. So the setup, I will start with the setup, which kind of showcase the simplicity of getting a very complex document processing and collecting signature live in 10 minutes. For example, we'll start with the document editor. So here you can see that I upload a template that I already had, which is docx, and this is the editor interface. So one new feature that we just released 2 weeks ago is the ability to edit a Word document and basically incorporate the tags, the actual data from the board directly into the document. So for example, I can take this one, the scope of consulting services, and I can add board fields, which is scope of, which you can see here. Or let's find another one. Oh, we can take, for example, the item name, okay, which is the company name. So here you can see I'm taking the item name, and then basically once I click preview, you can see here that the item name is Terra, I think, or Tony Stark in this case, and we are taking the Tony Stark name here, and the address and everything, the hourly rate, the scope of work, everything is going to be incorporated here on this document. So this is one part of the editor, and we can save the template. The other part of the editor is turning this document into a form. So basically, you can also collect data. For example, use checkboxes, text boxes, drop downs, which are from your board. Like for example, a drop down is a status column that while someone is signing the document, he can select a status column and basically save the data on the board. So it's being able to incorporate data from the board, forms, turn it into a form, but also I want to show you how you can make it, take the sub items. So this one specifically does not have a sub item, sorry. So here on this board, you can see that we have sub items with the services. And then once I go here and go back to the editor, I can basically drag and drop the sub item component directly into the document and then configure it. So for example, this is very useful for proposals, quotes, and also invoices. So you can select the currency, you can edit a sum, you can use the total price here, so it sums it up, for example, and you can see here that the sum is here. So this is like how to add sub items really easily into your document. And the last part, of course, is the signatures. You can add signature pad. You can assign it to multiple signers. You can configure signing orders. So here I just have me and let's say my customer, but you can configure the signing order that I will sign first and then the customer, or in an approval use case, you will sign first, the manager signs first, and then their manager is going to sign second. So this is how to basically configure a signing order. Once everything is saved, then we also have signature pads here in the document, and they are assigned to me and to my customer. Once this is saved, there are only two steps for configuration. One of them is mapping the board status column that will reflect the workflow stages when a document was sent, viewed, signed, and completed. And also, where do we want to store the file? And the last part is, of course, the email delivery. So you can configure the email and you can upload your logo and add your branding. And we also have some advanced features. So for example, one-time password to secure your document. This is for financial documents or health documents. So once someone opened the document, he will need to, he's going to get the following email with an OTP. And this is also a new feature, the ability to collect payment using Stripe. We created a direct integration with Stripe. So in any invoice, you can already also have a button that will basically, once clicked, will redirect the customer to a checkout screen for payment that will also be reflected here on the board once it's paid. So everything is fully incorporated and integrated into Monday. Once everything is set up, you go back to the GetSign item view, or you can basically configure integrations that will trigger sending the document. So I'm going to send the document here. But you can also use an integration for that, an integration just for generating a document without a signature and without sending it. So we can see now that this was sent. I can cancel the sending, and now I got an email with a signature request that I can guess this is the last one. I can review and sign. So I can see the document name. This is also a responsive interface that can be used on mobile phones. I'm signing it, and you can see that everything is being reflected on the status column. So it's viewed. Now it's signed by my customer, and you see that this one is signed. And now I will go and sign it. You know what? I got another email after the first one signed, and now I'm reviewing and signing it. And I have the same experience, and now I'm signing it. And this is also being reflected. Everything is here, viewed by me, and completed. And you can see that the file is already waiting for you in the file column, signed by everyone, and also a legally binding trail here that you can basically see who signed and when. And this is the end of the process of generating a document, signing it by multiple customers. And you saw that I just configured it, and it took me, I guess, less than 5 minutes. GetSign basically is a usage-based has a usage-based pricing model. So you can have multiple seats or multiple users basically installing GetSign in multiple workspaces and product to use it for different use cases: HR, CRM, procurement, and this is basically the basic pricing. We are offering for the participants of this webinar 15% of discount, lifetime 50% discount. So anyone that reaches out after the webinar, I'll be able to apply the discount for them. So this is GetSign, and looking forward to getting your questions or requires any help that we can get in setting up GetSign on your accounts.
Hey, thank you so much, Nir. So now I want to take the opportunity to open up the floor to any questions. If anyone has any questions for any of the presenters here about their app specific questions, you either can post them in the questions and answer section. And Rosa, maybe we could unmute everyone. Is that, I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to leave that to Rosa. If anyone has a question, feel free. Okay, I'm going to start while everyone is gathering their questions. I see 1 or 2 questions came in. And the first one has to do with GetSign. Is GetSign seat-based pricing? So Nir, that's for you. No, your mic is off.
Hi. So GetSign is not a seat-based pricing, meaning that anyone in the account will be able to use it on multiple workspaces. So yeah, usage-based app.
Okay. Another question came in, and this is for Guy. What is the difference between SuperMail and emails and activities? You have to unmute.
That's a good one. Emails and activities, I think, is restricted only for the CRM use case. Now, there are customers that joined Monday before CRM was released and did build their CRM on the work management. So SuperMail is available in that interface as well. The second thing, I already said that in my demonstration, the way email and activity is working is by attaching or extracting all the emails from an email content. So let's say here, I have this email, Guy Gavish here in 4 different tickets. I will see all emails from all tickets, from all items in one endless timeline. And it's very, very difficult to identify what is the email related to that item or to other item. While in the SuperMail dialog, you can see dialogues related to that topic or to that person or to that item only. So it's a different way. The second thing about email and activities is it is a way to send email mainly manually, manual emails. Okay, it's a good interface to send manual emails. So same as SuperMail dialog, you can initiate a new email here, while the SuperMail is mainly an automatic tool. You can send email automatically with rich text and files and etc. So I hope I replied.
One thing that I want to add to that is that a guy mentions that SuperMail you can send automatically. Now, some people want to use the native Monday integration because the native Monday integration also sends emails automatically. But the problem with that is you can't design emails. Like they look terrible. Like there's no formatting. You can't attach documents. Like if you want to be able to automate sending a really nice email, unfortunately, the native Monday integration doesn't do that. And emails and activities is something that you need to manually do. You don't have that. You don't have the option for the automation. So that's also like an important difference that I found is an important use case for a lot of people, why they would be interested in SuperMail. I actually have a question, Guy, that came up as you were presenting. Is there a way for people to know when the emails came in? Like if they're using SuperMail, like is there any kind of automation that can automatically tell someone like you got a new email?
It's a great question. In about 1 month, we are going to release the SuperMail tracking integrations. As you can see, we have already the infrastructure, which is the SuperMail dialog. Today, we already can see if someone watched your email or replied, but it does not show it to you in the board. But we're going to add the SuperMail integration that if an email was opened or an email was replied, we're going to change the status at your board. So you can, by the way, you can use it for a mass audience. You can send, I do send emails like 500 emails a mail, sometimes 1,000 emails a day to a variety of customer or candidates and so on. And I do not know if they saw it or not. So starting in 1 month, you will be able to send it and to use it as an email and activity, email marketing robust tool.
Cool. Is there a limit on the amount of emails that you're allowed to send, or does that have to do with your email provider?
There are 2 limitations. The first one is our license, which is a consumption based. So there are different packages of how many emails we allows you to send, but they are very large packages. So you can use it up to 10,000. If you need more, you can contact us. The second thing is about the provider. So SuperMail is an interface on top of your mail provider, or if it's Gmail or Outlook or whatever. So if Outlook does not permit you to send more than 1,000 email, how can we? So it's related to your email provider. You have it in the how to use page of SuperMail. You have all these details about the limitations and so on. If you go to the how to use, it's very, very I can show you, I think it's here. So in the how to use section, you can see tutorials and instruction how to build all this kind of templates. And here you have the limitation of the vendors. At the moment, we work with Google or with Microsoft, which I believe this is the majority of the people. Last thing, we have also a tracking page. So in the tracking page, you can see also all the emails that you sent. So I did send a proposal to this person and it was successful. This person did open the email and also this person also clicked. Inside the email, we also trace if you click a button or a hyperlink, okay? And here we have a failure and we shows you why it was not sent. So these are 2 additional things.
Great, thank you so much. And one last question, and then we'll wrap it up. For Roni at RightBound, is the app relevant for someone else that's not necessarily in sales and marketing? Like, could it be, let's say, to source candidates in something like HR, or does it only need to be used for, or can it only be used for sales?
Yeah, so first of all, it can be used on both Monday CRM and Monday Work Management. So that's also important because different types of people work on different Monday apps. And of course, it can be relevant for HR recruiters, and CS is actually a very good example because when you're thinking about, getting more traction within an account, let's say you're a CSM or you manage the whole customer success org and you have a champion, but then they leave and then you didn't create relationships within that account. So you might be looking at a churn. So for CS, what I recommend is using an app like RightBound to constantly keep tabs on the people joining the organization. Maybe they don't use, your product at the moment, but you definitely want to have them in your CRM. And you definitely want to engage multiple people within an account. So that's a very good use case, CS. And as for sales reps, whether it's outbound or inbound, also all types of SDRs, BDRs, AEs, and sales reps can use RightBound. Even if you don't do outbound at all, and you just get inbound leads, of course, you want to verify them. You want to find their work email. You want to find their phones. You want to find additional people similar to them. So it's very, very robust in terms of the types of persona that it can work for.
Great, thank you for sharing. So I want to thank all of our panelists for joining us and for sharing their apps with us today. Don't forget to grab your offers. The link is in the chat below. Thank you everyone for joining and have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tara, for hosting.
Pleasure.
Thank
This was
you.
fun. We have to
Thanks,
do this again.
everyone.
Thank you.
For
Bye.
sure.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and remember to subscribe to receive tips and tricks on how to use Monday.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.